Rozenberg is an intuitive healer and a shamanic practitioner. Now, he is clairsentient, and that means that he can really feel what other people feel. And that gift enables him to really intuitively check into the blocks that we have that keep us from maybe keeping those resolutions. How many made resolutions last year that maybe made it all the way into the second year of last January? Anybody? Oh, I'm not the only one. You're just shy. So he can help us to really remove those blocks and those barriers and support us in defining what it is we want in our life. His partner, both in healing and in life, is Kelly Corsino. Kelly is a Posey Award-nominated musician who uses her voice in song as well as vocal toning to help us in the channels, to help channel the mind, the body, and the spirit. And her sound baths, she's going to bathe us in sound today. Her sound baths go beyond the realm of ego, allowing us to release fully into the experience of our own higher wisdom. So John is going to be guiding us on taking a look at our journey in life, how things aren't always what they may seem to be. And Kelly's going to be joining him with music. The title of their presentation is Plans, Resolutions, and Intentions. And they have a sweet little one here with them too. I don't know what her name is.
Gigi.
Gigi, she is the sweetest. We're going to the dogs and I love it. Let's really give a warm welcome to John and Kelly.
You take that. I'm going to take this one. Okay, now let's make sure I can walk around here. There we go. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, it's so beautiful to see you all here this morning. Thank you so much for allowing us to share our gifts. And it's Steve on sound, right? Is that right? Is that right?
Jay?
Jay? So sorry, Jay. Okay, I'd like to thank you for helping me out with my music this morning. So Jay, let's go ahead and let everyone kind of sink into, this is a little bit of an opening meditation, if you will. So if you feel comfortable and you'd like, feel free to close your eyes. Taking in my deepest breath, I move alone in silence. Hallelujah. Soon the meditation ends, and then I'm feeling restless. Hallelujah. Bring an answer soon. I'm telegraphing halfway to the moon. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm not damaged. Spirit knows my name. I can't manage. Today's a perfect day. I'm not damaged. I can always pray. I'm not damaged. A beating heart remains. Lay the parts of me that get a good girl into heaven. I'm shaking as I watch the jewelry's ultimate selection. Bring an answer soon. I'm telegraphing halfway to
I guess we can all go home now, right?
You are all home now.
She's a tough act to follow. Try to set this up without breaking anything. Those lights are bright. So receive a breath. Okay, now really receive a breath. Fill up. There you go. I think we can all relate to that song a little bit. Anyone have that experience in meditation? Head just keeps going and going and going and going. The voices keep talking. And then as soon as we find that quiet spot that they tell us we're supposed to find in meditation, as soon as you realize you're there, it's gone. That song reminds us about how we create this image of perfection for ourselves. And then there's no way we could possibly live up to it. So we're given the opportunity to beat ourselves up about it. But it also reminds us that in the eyes of Spirit, we are perfection. That when we look through the eyes of God, it's all perfect. So how many times have you done that? You just beat yourself up over what you didn't get right or wasn't perfect? Anyone? I'm the only one that does this? Come on. Really? If I'm the only one that does this, we're going nowhere with this talk. So, as we were preparing to do this, I realized that we're in a, a synagogue. The word just was gone. And the last time that I stood up in front of an audience in a synagogue was my bar mitzvah. And that was a long time ago. And I could spend the next hour telling you all about that event, because it was quite an event. But that's not why we're here. We're going to talk about plans, resolutions, and intentions. And we're going to dig into the resolutions we've made, the plans we've made, and how faith has played a part in how things have turned out. I'm going to dig a little bit into how we all have faith in something, and where we put our focus is where we're putting our faith. So we've just come through the solstice. We had a full moon for Christmas. Gee, how much fun was that? We've celebrated Thanksgiving and Hanukkah and Christmas and Kwanzaa, and am I forgetting any? I know I'm forgetting some, because there's about 1,000 different holidays to celebrate around the solstice. But we've spent time to hang out with loved ones, with family. We've had feasts. We've had quality time, and in some families, maybe not so quality time. But it's that time of year where we tend to go into the quiet. We go into that hibernation mode, the dark times, as it's called in some traditions. It's that time when we reflect on the past 12 months, and we begin to plan for the next 12. Time to make your New Year's resolutions. Okay, so show of hands. Who's made at least one? At least one New Year's resolution. Anybody care to share? Make it public? What?
Stop eating chocolate.
Stop eating chocolate. Oh. I think that's a sin. I do believe that's a sin. Okay, who else? This is audience participation. You gotta help me out. Come on.
To be more techie literate better at not rely on my husband to be my IT person.
Oh, to learn something. This is good, to learn some tech. This is good. Kelly is the geek in our family, so I know right where you are. I rely on her completely. So I took the time to look up definitions about plan, resolution, and intention. Let me share. A plan is a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. So, blueprints for building a house. There's your plan. It's detailed, it's organized. Step 1, step 2, step 3. The instructions on how to build something, which all the men in the room have ignored on many occasions. That's a plan. A resolution is a firm decision to do or not do, as in eating chocolate, something. It's the quality of being determined or resolved. I'm determined, I'm resolved, I'm standing firm on this. No more chocolate. At least till Tuesday, right? Now, an intention is a thing intended. It's an aim for a particular purpose or an end. Okay, so hold those definitions in the back of your mind. When we start to dig into them, we find that a resolution creates a burden to perform. Right? A resolution is a firm decision to do or not do something. That quality of being determined or resolved. It implies fixing something that is broken. On the other hand, an intention is a thing intended. It's an aim. If I have an intention to get from here to Miami, I have choices. I can fly, I can take a train, I can drive. But with a resolution to fly, if the airport gets shut down, I have failed. Follow me on this? Okay. When we set an intention and we act in faith, we're essentially partnering with God. We're trusting that part in us, that intuitive part in us, that will reveal how we get there. No promise that it's going to be easy. It's not always does the universe lay that yellow brick road before our feet and show us everything. You know, we'll have twists and turns, we'll stumble, we'll fall, and we'll make mistakes. We're human, so that's what we do, we make mistakes. But when we walk with faith, that mistake becomes an opportunity. If we have our eyes open and we're moving in faith, every mistake can be seen as an opportunity. When we're in fear, the smallest of mistakes can cripple us, can stop us. Anybody done that? Anybody found themselves going, oh no, this isn't how it's supposed to be, what am I going to do? And it all falls apart, right? Well, am I the only one that has connected the dots backwards at times and seen in hindsight how that mistake, that stumble, that left turn when it should have been a right turns out to be exactly what I needed in that moment for that particular circumstance? You notice that? So when we have those doubts that it's going as it should be, it's a time when we can stop and look back and go, wait a minute, I've stumbled before. I've made mistakes before, and it's turned out okay. I lived through it. Therefore, it must have been right. Right? If we believe that it's all God, if we believe that it's all perfect, then we have to believe that even the pain is perfect. It's what we need. It's what we needed to get us here. At my bar mitzvah, I would have never imagined that I'd be up here. Looking back, connecting those dots, stopping, receiving a breath, breathe with me, get present. That's how we tap into that inner guidance, that God presence within us. By receiving that breath, it's impossible to be focused on your breath and not be present to the moment. Did you know that? Try that sometime when you find yourself frazzled. Breathe in. Follow that breath into your body. Feel the release as you exhale. Do that 3 times. It'll bring you back present. It'll center you. And that is where we sink into that guidance. That's where we reach out and tap into that God presence that's within us.
When I feel like I'm walking all alone, and I know there's nowhere left to go, I reach out for you. When I've lost my very best friend, and I don't even have a
this girl? It's another one of those things that wasn't in the plan. Life does its twists and turns. So at my bar mitzvah, I would have never imagined that 40 years later, I'd be back in a synagogue, delivering a talk for a Unity church service. Nobody would have predicted that. When I was a child, if you had asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would have said doctor. And more specifically, I would have said surgeon. I knew. I saw it. I had a plan. I was resolved to it. I literally, as a child, I saw myself in the operating room with my hands inside of people. I even had a Dr. John doll. Did anyone ever have one of those? Really? I had the only one? I should have kept it. It'd be a collector's item. So, you know, all the girls had the Barbies, and the guys had the G.I. Joes, and mine was G.I. Joe in a lab coat. I don't know if he had the Kung Fu grip, though. But it was, you know, he had the stethoscope and the little... Nobody, huh? Okay. So, how did that kid who was going to be a doctor turn out to be an intuitive healer and shamanic practitioner and all the other things that people have called me? I don't know. Just sort of happened. Anybody else find that in their life? Just sort of happened? Yeah. That's what I believed. But it just sort of happened. And then one day I was in this weekend intensive course and in the middle of an exercise in this room with about 100 other people. I heard this really loud booming voice in my head that said, healer, and all the dominoes fell and all the dots got connected backwards. And I suddenly realized that everything made sense. I saw my life flash like a movie in fast forward. And all these relationships that I had had, all these people that I had known, these teachers that I didn't know at the time were teachers. People, ordinary people living extraordinary lives, and extraordinary people living very ordinary lives who had taught me so much. And I realized that I was living my intention. That things had been showing up in my life where I had been doing what I intended to do. How do I express this? My intention all along had been to be a healing presence. And I realized all these times when I had done that, I had been that. In that moment of awakening, I had a realization. Has anyone else here, have you noticed that your life is unfolding in ways that you never imagined, yet it's perfect? Okay, good. I'm not alone in this. This is good. If you had asked me as a child what I wanted to be, I would have said a doctor. And I believed that the only acceptable outcome was doctor. That's what I knew. I believed that for my life and my plan, my resolution to be fulfilled, my name had to have that MD suffix on the end of it. Without that, I had failed. And it was easy to believe that I had failed. My intention, on the other hand, when in that moment of awakening, it became clear my intention had been to heal people, to get inside of people, to make a difference in their lives, to help improve their lives. So my intention was alive and well. So I'd invite you to look at the intentions behind your resolutions. What's the true intention behind learning more tech? What's the real intention behind giving up chocolate? What do you really want? If I give up chocolate, then I'll have, or I'll be. Through the twists and turns in life, we make plans and we think we know how it's going to play out. But life takes us on a journey. And sometimes it's a roller coaster ride. I say, throw your hands up and go, woohoo! And enjoy the ride. Because we're going to find that how we experience the journey is really up to us. We get to choose. I saw a bumper sticker once and it always stuck with me. It said, the difference between an ordeal and an adventure is your attitude. So you get to choose. And whichever you're looking for, guaranteed, you're going to find it. So what are you looking for? Where's your focus? So I'm going to guide you through a little meditation here. Anybody want to go on a journey? So receive a breath deep, deep into your belly. And just let that go. And follow that by another big breath up into your chest. Really feel your chest expand. Let your heart open. And let that go. And we're going to follow that same pattern. One to the belly and one to the chest. And just let your mind clear. Notice the thoughts that try to take over. And without judging those thoughts, just let them pass. And come back to the breath. Big breath into the belly. Let your throat soften and let that breath out through the throat. Keep that pattern, one to the belly and one to the throat. And let's wander back over the past 12 months. What were those resolutions set last year? What did God have in store for you instead? And come back to the breath. Notice how your mind tries to keep taking you away. Notice the judgments. There might even be some tendency to blame ourselves or to beat ourselves up. Just letting go of that judgment. Take this time to recap the year as we put 2015 to bed. We just came through a full moon, a perfect time for releasing. So stay with that breath, big breath to the belly, big breath to the heart, really opening that heart center, tapping into that inner guidance, that remembering of the truth of who we are. And as we go over the past year and we say goodbye to those who have passed, hello to those who were born, knowing that it's all perfect. Now, what was that resolution you made last year? And what was it that you really wanted? What was the intention behind the resolution? Receive a breath. Again, let go of any judgments around it. And knowing that it's unfolded perfectly, look for the blessings that have shown up. What did those challenges really bless you with? Come back to the breath. Big breaths, really letting your body expand. Become present to what your body's telling you. What do you feel? If there's tension, breathe into that tension wherever it's tight. Let it release with the exhale. Reach out to that inner guidance. Reach out to your inner knowing. How have you spent the past 12 months? Have you been walking in faith or fear? Have you been looking for the ordeal or enjoying the adventure? And receive a breath. Let your throat open and just let it out with a sigh. With another breath, just come fully back into the room and allow your eyes to open. So, can you see how our plans and our resolutions can set us up for failure? Can you see in hindsight how the intention behind the resolution might still be alive and well? How things may actually be unfolding towards that intention? Anyone get that? Yeah. Can you see how powerful your intentions can be when they're coupled with faith? How just stepping into faith might shift that ordeal into an adventure. How many looked back in that exercise with a new perspective? Yay. Good. Intentions are fulfilled when we take action in faith, knowing that Spirit is guiding us to the fulfillment of that intention. And even if it doesn't look like you expected it to, we get to choose. Ordeal, adventure. Ordeal, adventure. Sometimes all it takes is a change of perspective. So, how many are up for the ordeal? Hands? No? No one? No one? All right, I got one. Sold to the man in the beard. How many are up for the adventure? Yay, that's what I wanted to hear. What are the stories you've been telling about your life? Have you been telling stories about ordeals, or have you been telling adventures? Stories have you been telling yourself? You get to be the author of your life story. So I would invite you to write your life story like an adventure of epic proportions. Right? I want to hear about the stories where you climb mountains and slay dragons and save the world. So how many are up for that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Just a few? That's it, huh? So forget about your resolutions. No resolutions this year, okay? All right. Instead, let's set an intention. Set an intention for this year to make life an adventure. All right, so turn to somebody next to you and say, my life is an adventure of epic proportions. I think come this time next year, we're going to hear some pretty fun stories. Thanks, let's pray. So once again, receiving that deep, clearing breath, moving into our body, that connection to spirit, that remembering that it's all perfect. That as we walk through this adventure, hand in hand with that God presence within us, we're reminded that it's all perfect. That our intended purpose is unfolding, and all that there is for us to do is to open our eyes and remember. Remember that which we are. That at the very core of us, we are love. And that what we see is simply what we choose to see. It's an illusion that we create. So as we step through into each day, as we move through each day, we move knowing that we walk hand in hand with God in faith. And that through this knowing, through this remembering, our purpose, our love, and our truth is revealed. And so what I'm knowing right now, in this moment, in this day, is that this community known as Unity in Ashland, that everyone in this room today and everyone connected to everyone in this room today is blessed. That our time together has been truly blessed. And that the life before us is an adventure of epic proportions. So as we step out into the world to slay our dragons, to climb our mountains, and to spread our joy, I remind you that I love you all and there's nothing you can do about it. So it is.
What a wonderful experience. I'm willing to climb mountains, but slaying dragons, that's kind of like animal cruelty, so I can't go there. What a wonderful talk. Let's give them some more love. This brings us to an opportunity to set an intention to really support the things that have meaning in your life. For me, that is coming here to unity. So I want to support unity. And I invite you to also do that as we move into our offering. And I believe Kelly's going to sing a song as our ushers come around and take the offering.
Okay, this one's going to get a little giddy up in your go-go. All right. Let's bring it up. Woo! Yeah. Trying to keep down the road is all I can see, but it's all that I need with 10,000 miles to go. 'Cause I know the light is burning inside me. That's right, I'm feeling it. Oh! You reap what you sow. It's all I believe. With one little seed, bigger than a beautiful rose. Because I see the faithful. They haven't all that they'll ever need. Within, there's a mother. Within, there's a father. Within, there's a love. Within, yeah. Oh, I should know. There's a magnet that's pulling my life. When it's 50 below, and all I can see is hunger and need, and my eyes won't cry in the cold. I'll remember the fire that's burning inside me. Within, there's a mother. Within, there's a father. Within, there's a love. Within. Now you probably know it by now. You want to sing it with me? Just one time, just one time. Oh yeah, yeah. Within, there's a mother. Within, there's a father. Within, there's a love. Within. That's right. That's deep within. You know it's flowing within, yeah. I'm gonna grow it within, because my life is an adventure of epic proportions. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to bless our offering now, so rub your hands together. Get the energy going and direct it up to these blue bags. And together we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you, God. Thank you all. Donna wants to say, the other Donna wants to say something, and when she's done, we will get in our circle, but let's hear it from Donna first.
Okay, so I'm the music coordinator for Unity in Ashland, and I just wanted to share something briefly. First of all, it's been a blessing this year. We have had so many amazing people. Give it a hand for everybody who's I don't know if you've ever seen that little Facebook post about, you know, the musician travels in the $500 car, you know, 500 miles for the $50, you know, kind of thing. And, you know, musicians just put their heart and their soul and their wisdom into everything that they do. So I've been blessed along with Norma, to create this amazing body of people that show up here to share their gifts. And I had never met Kelly and John. And so what I wanted to say here is about faith and trust, because what we chose to do for this last service was to go with something unfamiliar as a gift to Unity. And I just went with my intuition that this gift of reminding us of our gifts and reminding us of our faith, and also bringing us to a close to 2015 and to the beautiful adventure of 2016. So I just wanted to say that this was evidence of trust and faith, of having them come here to share their gifts and to give us the gift of going into 2016 with lots of adventure! Yes. Oh, they came from some star in heaven that just is all about love, but otherwise California. Long Beach, California. Long Beach, California. I just you can talk to me about what the music thing happens, because people come to us all the time about wanting to be here. And there's particular reasons why we have certain people at certain times. So we look forward to a great program in 2016. We look forward, I'll just, as a prayer chaplain, Mother, Father, God, guide us. Thank you so much for the opportunity to pray out loud. There are so many people and places that they cannot do that. So we thank you for that opportunity to pray out loud for the most glorious 2016. And as John said, the reports will be in next year of the most glorious, outrageously wonderful, juicy lives that we have lived, sharing community, sharing love. This Unity community is the most precious things in this valley. I am so grateful, and we are all so grateful that we can stand in this synagogue, in the Unity Church, and just praise ourselves, praise each other, praise God, praise the energy that brings forth the light. And so that is a perfect segue to our closing circle. So if we want to get into our circle, that would be amazing.
Thank you. Oh,
And remember, they have some CDs and books on the back table, so please visit Kelly and John back there.
yeah, and you know, no matter what, just come pay us a visit, because we love giving hugs and saying hello to everybody. And I know there are a lot of different songs that happen at this time, and I chose one that I think we all know. I'm pretty darn sure we do. Gigi, are you going to help us out? Yeah, okay. All right, let's do this. Great, get it up.
Not really.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Just letting it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. all. Looking forward to meeting you.